After huffing enough model glue to put down a large African elephant, you may have pondered the question, were we visited in the past by aliens? And if you have not pondered that question, the show Ancient Aliens has done it for you.
How can angels have sex?
The greatest minds of this century have all come together to figure out that actually every event in history and every religious text was actually aliens, and that also every important figure in our history, like Da Vinci, Jesus, the founding fathers of the United States, were either aliens or directly visited by them.
And George Washington had a very famous angelic vision at Valley Forge. And so it would seem that George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and Benjamin Franklin were very much believers in extraterrestrials and life on other planets.
So, the show Ancient Aliens aired from 2009 to from 2009 to it's still going. How could they, find new things to talk about? Okay. They just reuse the same topics over and over again. So, aliens and the pyramids. Aliens and the Bermuda Triangle. Aliens and God. Sure, yeah. That way you can have Christianity, Islam, Judaism. You can have all of them. Yeah, that gives you more episodes. Aliens and Chichen Itza and the Nazca lines. Yes, true. Or, if they actually run out of ideas, you can do how aliens and the dinosaurs interacted. Or how aliens and insects. How fun. But, who is the Mr. Ancient Aliens? Ancient Aliens stars hit 2010's meme, as well as the recipient of the Funny 9gag Award, Georgios Tsoukalos.
Is such a thing even possible? Yes, it is.
Very famous for going, aliens. That's such a funny meme. I love that whenever I see it. But besides Tsoukalos, the main cast includes David Childress. He's just like an author. He writes books about like ancient mysteries or stuff like that. I mean, it's interesting, I guess, but not aliens. Aliens. And then Eric Von Dyken is like the other main guy in that trio.
Sex.
In 1968, he wrote the book Chariots of the Gods, which, with its 1970 movie, basically started the modern ancient aliens craze. So, Mr. Dyken, when you look him up, you can see this massive criminal record. That's neat. But besides having a large criminal record, he's also basically the architect of the modern ancient aliens thing, and the show is basically a blueprint based off his book. But Ancient Aliens, the show, is a conspiracy theory, in which a far more realistic answer is given away for a lot more fantastical theory on what could have actually happened. And of course, mainstream science, religion, etc., they're all covering it up. They don't want you to know the truth for insert whatever reason you want. Yeah. Think of a reason? That's probably why they're covering it up, according to ancient astronaut theorists. But every mystery they talk about, every implied theory they have, every question, just put an asterisk and have next to that asterisk be the words, this is 100% true. There is no room for actual theorizing.
Ancestors misinterpreted extraterrestrials as gods because that was the only way that they could explain away what they witnessed.
They start with their conclusion and then work backwards. But, enough pre-context on the show. Let's dive into it by talking to the big man upstairs with aliens and gods. So they start by going, yeah, no, actually, all of the ancient gods, they're real. They're real. Because, in like the late 1800s, a guy found the city of Troy, so therefore all the gods are real.
But if Homer's story of Troy was true, what would it say about other Greek stories and myths? Might those also be true? Did powerful gods and goddesses actually exist? And if so, where did they come from?
Yeah, okay. With that massive bombshell out of the way, they start talking about how many deities are similar.
If the ancient Greeks invented the stories of gods as a primitive attempt to explain their universe, how can we account for similar deities found in widely different regions and cultures around the globe? Was it mere coincidence? Or was there a common origin for these gods, who supposedly traveled to Earth from the skies?
I mean, yeah, a lot of deities are similar, but I feel like that's definitely more coincidence than fact. Because, I mean, for starters, you're looking for similarities, so you're obviously going to find something. You're explicitly looking for exact similarities from Greek gods and Aztec gods, for example. And, I mean, also, many of these gods are based off of, things you could easily see just naturally. The warmth of the sun, coldness of night, raging seas, storms, death, love, so on and so forth. So, there's only so many archetypes for gods that would naturally develop, so a lot of gods would, of course, have similarities to each other. But, yeah, that's like the main, I guess, summary of this episode. They see literary tropes and go, actually, these aren't tropes, these aren't fiction. This is real. This actually happened. A sun god uses a chariot? Actually, it's a UFO.
We know that the extraterrestrials more than likely are the source of what they call gods. How did they get here? More than likely in some type of craft.
There's no way it could be that perhaps people saw the sun go across the sky and then thought, sun's going across the sky, that's pretty fast. We need something that goes fast for our sun god. Chariots go fast. Okay, sun god uses a chariot. Like if a modern day equivalent would be if we had a sun god that drove around in a NASCAR. That'd be cool, but that's a good example of what that. So next up, they decided to talk about the Karnak stones.
At the seaside village of Karnak, over 3,000 megalithic stones are placed in rows over 2 miles long. The Karnak stones were hewn from local rock formations and erected between 4500 to 2500 BC, at the end of the Stone Age.
And they're trying to be like, whoa, these stones, so mysterious. Why would they build these? And, of course, according to ancient astronaut theorists, they're actually landing strips for Apollo, who's an alien, by the way, while he's zipping around in his big.
But were the Karnak stones a signpost for an ancient astronaut called Apollo, as he flew his spacecraft high above the land?
I mean, he's got to land somewhere, so have the pea-brained ancient humans build a little landing strip for you. Sure, okay. Also, going back to previously, Zeus and Thor are the same gods, because, they use different weapons to represent their powers involving lightning and thunder, so that's neat.
The Norse god Thor, god of storms, strength, and fertility, wielded a powerful hammer.
Right there we have a correlation, a connection, because not only does Zeus have the thunderbolt, but what does Odin have and Thor? They have a hammer. Thor has a hammer with which he can smash things, destroy things, and, you know, the hammer idea is pretty close with the description to the lightning rod that Zeus has.
Oh, wait. I forgot. Right. I forgot. Right here, it states they're actually energy weapons, so my bad, they're not representations of lightning and thunder. Because ancient humans, P-brain, I forgot. P-brain's stupid, and everything they say is a fact. Yeah.
So you have to wonder if these tales of Zeus's thunderbolts, Thor's hammer, if these weren't real weapons, just like we have today, where we have directed energy beam weapons, or are developing some kind of literal thunderbolt coming out of a spacecraft.
And then they go into the story of Elijah from the Bible, and, you know, the fiery chariot, all that.
Enoch is only described with the two phrases, that's all. And it says that the Lord took him away in a fiery chariot into the heaven.
Yes, that's an alien abduction. The fiery chariot can't be a representation for the power and glory of God in the Bible, or anything like that, because P-brain. Why use symbolism? So, the gods come to Earth a lot. That's pretty clear. You know, they have us build little landing strips. They abduct us. They zap us with ancient energy weapons because we water down their beer or whatever, and they get mad at us. So, this is the part where they talk about aliens and people boinking. This is the part where they talk about aliens and people boink.
And when women slept with those gods, which can be found in multiple texts all around the planet, that those women actually had sex with extraterrestrials, not with gods.
This is the part of the episode where they talk about where aliens come down to Earth to boink.
Have sex.
So you have the literary motif of the demigod. You know, the hybrid of a human and god. Of course, it's a hybrid of an alien and a human, because aliens love boinking humans, as we know.
They have these stories of gods coming down from the sky and have sexual intercourse with these humans and, in a sense, create a new breed of human.
So I give up, honestly. Like, where do I begin with this? Yeah, I'm sure gods are coming to Earth to boink with human women and all of that. You know, sure. True. But, you know, if I were to take a stab into the dark on why, the idea of a demigod formed, you know, looking at, like, modern examples with, like, OCs and stuff that you see on, like, DeviantArt and Tumblr or Twitter, and how a lot of them are like, Xavier Blood X, my OC, is the son of Slenderman, who boinked with a woman. She got pregnant, or he did. I don't know how Slenderman get pregnant. Maybe it's preg. But since he's the son of Slenderman, that's why he has blood powers. I feel like that's like a modern example of like how demigods emerged. You know, they're like, my hero is better than yours because he's the son of Zeus, actually. And yours isn't, so mine beats yours because yours is just a normal dude. I feel like that's a lot more reasonable take on demigods instead of the aliens are coming down to Earth to boink with our women. They're coming down and they're doing that and they're making alien-human hybrids who are very strong, do a lot of stuff, and are badass. I don't know. But besides working with humans, they do a lot of genetic experiments, like artificial insemination, because of course, you have like people being born through virgins, which couldn't be a representation of the character's purity or anything. No, it literally happened. And yeah, that's why Jesus is an alien, because he was artificially put inside Mary. True.
Did aliens that came to Earth in ancient times use advanced fertility technology?
Within Greek mythology, you have many strange stories of centaurs, cyclops, weird genetic, half-human, half-animal creations. And you have to speculate, at least to a point, that there's a possibility of strange genetic engineering going on here.
Of course. But, besides doing all that, they decided to have some fun, Aliens are like us, they like to have some fun, so they make some little creatures and creations. Giants, blummies, and centaurs. Especially the blummies, that's real as fuck. And to prove that the ancient aliens were here and making giants, to prove it, they bring out these skulls from a cave in Nevada, Lovelock Cave. They say the skulls are bigger. I don't know. Just show the clip.
Are 3 skulls from the Lovelock Caves. When you first see these skulls, they seem to be pretty much normal-looking skulls. However, it's when we really start to compare the jawbones with this modern dental impression of a normal adult male that we see that these jawbones are unusually large.
I don't know, man. Like, they're saying they're bigger, but like, they look normal. I don't know. I might be wrong, but they look normal. But the Lovelock giants, they're actual bones and stuff. They're real, but they were discovered by settlers in Nevada in 1911. And if you know anything about the Western United States, they love their tourist attractions. Look at Route 66. So I don't know, man. I just feel like this is more of a case of like, a tourist attraction that they're taking, like, being actually literal instead of like a reason why people come to Lovelock. I don't know, man. That feels a lot more realistic than they're fucking giants. They're fucking giants. But whatever. Okay, well, that could have been a mistake. That could have been they didn't realize that, so they just put it in. Oh well, okay. But what about Goliath? David and Goliath. The Valley of Eli is real. It is real. The Philistines did live there. That is with archaeological evidence. That is true. So did Israelites. And the Philistines and Israelites did fight there.
Scientists discovered a moat that may have once protected the Philistine fortress. Nearby, they found shards of pottery inscribed with the name Goliath. Tests indicate the pottery is from the same time period as described in the Bible.
That is true. Okay, so well, there we go. There's a real giant. But Goliath's height of 9'9" might have been a translation error. So sorry to tell you that. The Dead Sea Scrolls and the Septuagint, both ancient proto-Christian or proto-Hebrew texts that haven't been edited, haven't been changed since basically like at least a millennia ago. they have Goliath's height at 4 cubits in a span instead of 6 cubits in a span, which is about 6'9". That's still massive. That's still massive. Like, that's Shaq height. Shaq's a giant. Goliath is a giant. But it's not, 9 feet tall. So that might have just been a translation error that nobody really realized until recently, so, oh well. But, what does this all leave us with, actually, to conclude this? Clearly, ancient astronaut theorists have enlightened us on the truth. That aliens are, they're all the gods. And of course, all the gods are real. The myths of the past are also real, too. Because they're all aliens or alien-human hybrids. So that's cool. They boink with humans a lot. I think that's cool. I don't know. Probably cool. Cool for the aliens, at least, I think. And they told us to build giant landing strips for their UFOs when they get bored zipping around the sky. That's also cool. That's cool. Or how every ancient religion is actually, they're all the same, actually, because they were all visited by the same aliens. That's cool. Also, we managed to kill off all the giants, so that sucks. But, like how the aliens were making giants, I was doing the same thing, but instead of making giants, I was experimenting to try and make a new little series, so I hope you all enjoyed that. So, but without further ado, I'll see you all next time, and I hope you guys all have a good one.